We're in the top bit of the league thanks to our home formation and away formation. That's right, 2 different formations. How's it going, everyone? Welcome to number 20, yes, number 20 of Resurrecting Darlington, the Earthquake Save. It's mad that I've done 20 episodes, but here we are. So as I said in the start, we've gone with 2 formations this season, which is pretty rare for me. I usually just stick with 1 and I'll adjust the team instructions, but this season I've gone with 2. I've gone for this aggressive one here, rated RKO, which we used last season, and combined with that, we've got this one, the Walls of Jericho. You can see they're pretty similar, and that's a key point. So if you're going to roll with 2 formations or even 3 formations, the key thing for me is to make them pretty similar so your players can pick it up that little bit faster. If, for example, my second formation here was a 3 at the back, the familiarity is not going to be there as much for the players, because if we're chopping and changing quite a lot, the result's going to be a bit inconsistent. You can see with the Walls of Jericho there and the rated RKO there, they are pretty similar. The midfield roles are the same, defensive roles are the same, your wide players are the same. The only thing changing is attacking midfield role, shadow striker, switching for a defensive role. So the familiarity, as you can see in that top there, stays the same, pretty much the same. If we flipped it to a completely different formation, it wouldn't be as familiar doing the quick switch, and the results would probably reflect that, being a bit more inconsistent. So here we are. This is pretty much exactly where we were this stage last season, wasn't it? So we're sitting in 6th position, 42 games gone, we've got 4 to go, and we're currently 5 clear of 7th place Reading. So it looks like, fingers crossed, we're on bound for the playoffs again. Now the problem is that the teams in the playoffs are strong. Look at them: West Brom, Derby County, Crystal Palace. They look like the ones we're going to be up against. Now I don't want to play West Brom in that first match. I would rather have Derby or Palace. So the goal for these next 4 games is to get us into 5th or 4th, so we avoid West Brom. We had a great start to the season. We were flying. We only lost 1 of our first 14 games. Another great start. This is a theme with this team. We always start brilliantly, then a few injuries and the squad simply can't cope, because the first 11, the backup is not as good. So as you can see, after that first lot of games, we hit the skids a bit in November time, November, December, recovered a bit, but look at that for a February. Awful. 1 win, 5 defeats in 7, really put us back. We dropped just outside the playoffs at that point. Recently, we've just rescued it. We've got it back. We've got going on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 undefeated. This is the run of form we need going into the playoffs. Last season, we were scratching to get in that playoffs. If we can maintain this form, we've got a chance in these playoffs this time. Now there's a raft of different players in that team that you may not recognise, from the likes of Mina to Palmer to Nicolas, but one thing remains the same, and that's the boy up front, Josh Coyote. Now he's only just got back in the team and he's scored 5 in his last 5 games. He's pretty much turned the form around for us. Before that, I was experimenting with a new style of striker. I was using this lad Mina, who's on loan from Leicester. You can see he's a notch up. I was using him as a complete forward, trying something new. It wasn't really working because the players around him aren't up to his standard. It's a bit like, for those who are a bit older, Peter Beardsley, when he went to Hartlepool, he always moaned that the players weren't as good, so they weren't getting onto his through balls. Mina's my Peter Beardsley. There's something I never thought I'd say in Football Manager. So it didn't work for him. We've shifted him out back to the inside forward position, brought Big Josh back in, 5 goals in his last 5. He's turned it around for us. Anyone who watched my first ever series from FM20 will know about Nathan Bizet, the striker that basically got my tiny Penrith team into the Premier League. Josh is on the way to being a Bizet type legend. Wow, Wow, look at that run of form, guys. Unbelievable. I mean, when you consider the run of form we were on there compared to where we finished here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the bounce, 10 undefeated. What an end to the season. Here's how the table looks. We finished 4th. That's our best finish in the history of the club. So we've moved up every single season, which I'm dead proud of. And we're into 4th. Annoyingly, we miss out on automatic by 3 points. 3 measly points. But we are the form team going into these playoffs now. And if you look at the team that finished 3rd, Fulham, right across in this far corner here, 5 straight defeats against our 5 straight wins. We've got a chance here. We've just got to keep the form going. So we've done it closer than it should have been because we were far the better team, but we're in the playoff final for the 2nd year in a row, and Palace have pulled off an upset and defeated Fulham. So we'll be playing Crystal Palace in the playoff final for a place in the Premier League. Let's get to game day. So here we are, it's game day, and we're going to go with our aggressive tactic because it's the tactic that kind of helped us get this amazing run of form to the end of the season. So we're going to go with 4-2-4, 4-2-3-1 if you like, but for me, 4-2-4. Got a shadow striker in there behind Big Josh, whose run of form I cannot emphasise enough. I think it's something like 10 goals in his last 6 games. He's crawled us over this line. What a legend. So that's the formation we're going with. Got a couple of injuries here and there. Can't be helped. It's probably the strongest team I can get out. Now we're playing Palace, who took 4 points of us this season. Same formation, so it's going to be like for like. Opposition instructions. Let's focus on their wide players. Sam Greenwood, you can see there, look, he's worth 10.5 million. This is what we're up against. Either-footed as well, so he's a really hard one to pin down. We'll leave him for now. We might tweak things in match if he starts taking over. On the other side, we've got Jack Vale, who's a striker, but they're putting him on the left-hand side, right-footed. Let's force him onto his left foot to give us a better chance. In the hole, Ben Knight. He's caused us issues during the season. Completely left-footed. Bravery's a bit suspect, so we'll tackle him hard and we'll put him on his right foot. They're the only ones I'm going to do for now. We'll keep an eye on the fullbacks, Plant and Lyons Foster. If they get too involved in the game, we'll try and mark them out of it. So there's a Palace team we're up against. 4-2-3-1. Knight is going to be the issue, I think. Here's the hero boys. Watch out for Big Josh. Watch out for the 2 boys on the wings. I don't know why their names haven't come up, bless them. There's this cool shot. Playoff final, Premier League at stake. Here we go. Not a lot's happening here. 32 minutes in. Here's Nicholas Axel. Nice ball, blocks some hits. Just tipped wide. A lot of possession for the boys, but both sides. It's super tense. Corner comes in from Poimal, and it goes. Ibrahim clears. Half time. Zip, zip. Look at that. This is the most uneventful game. We've been absolutely flying in up until this, and now nerves have got hold of us, I think. Second half underway. A couple of tweaks. They're overlapped on the right and I've gone past into space because their wing backs are getting quite high up. Right, we've got to shoot on sight because it's just so tight. It could be one of those games. Show me a tighter playoff final than this. Coyote's having a 6.2, bit of a mare, but I daren't take him off because he's got us to this position. Of course it goes to extra time. Of course. Extra time underway. The most bland game in the history of playoff finals. 100 minutes gone. Not a clear-cut chance yet. This has got pens written all over it on it. I can't deal with that. Second half of extra time. Oh my goodness. 10 minutes ago. It's going to be time to start thinking about pens in it. 119 minutes. Nothing has happened in this whole match. Oh my god. I'm going to have to make them take a penalty if they need to. Here we go. Oh, I don't even want to watch. Right, Coyote, team leader, has got to score. Go on, Dubois. He saves it, back in it. Oh, from despair to that. Right, another experienced head. He misses. So 2 guys I was banking on and both missed. I can't believe it. Knight, he saves. Oh my god. Come on, score. Mina, on loan from Leicester. Colombian international. Yes! Hall for Palace. Come on, Dupois. You've saved 2. Saved 3. Not this time. Callum, left back. Another experienced head. 32 years old. Steps up. Smashes it in. 5 seasons we've been in the Championship. The last, their striker. Steps up. Slots it away. We're in sudden death time. George Samuel. Right wing back. Yes, great penalty, son. Top bin. Right, if he misses, we are in the Premier League. Simple as that. Who is it? Timon, left back, I think. Dupois saved loads of penalties this season. Come on, you big French handsome man. Steps up. Yes! Yes! Finally, finally. Boys, that is the worst penalty shootout I've ever seen. Wow. The worst penalty shootout I think we've ever seen in our lives. But Darlo are officially, we've done it after 5 seasons in the Championship, Premier League. There's the run that got us there. I don't know where it came from. On the back of an absolute horror run in February, but undefeated for March. The boys have done it. The worst playoff final in the history of playoff finals. The worst penalty shootout. But I don't care, we're in the Premier League. Now, going forward, for me, that's the end of Earthquake Save. I just wanted to get Darlington into the Premier League, and we've done it. We've spent about 13, 14 seasons getting them there, so it's been a realistic little ride up there. We haven't just stormed right through. We've had 3 seasons in League 2, we've had 5 in the Championship, we had 2 in the Van National. So it's taken us a long haul to get there, but we've got there. Now the options are, do I do another season in the Premier League just to try and keep them up, or do we move on to a new save? Now recently I've put out a poll on YouTube on what the new save will be. I think it's time for a change, in honesty, so let me know what you think. What should the new save be? Have a little tap on the community tab if you didn't see the poll. It's on there. It's time to move on, I think. Slightly tempted to do one more season in the Prem with Darlo, but we shall see. But for now, we are Premier League.